it's really been an honor to serve in this community. I didn't know I could.
So why he left the
That
show?
ain't me saying that. That's the people that pull me to the side in the club. That's the people that stop me when I'm in the gas station. You done had jobs where you can't stand your fucking boss, but you love the job.
You mentioned tonight's conversation.
Okay. For sure.
Super successful podcast. That's how I got hip to you.
Hell yeah.
I was like, damn, who's this brother going viral over there? He's saying a lot of good stuff. I'm seeing the men and the women fooling what he's saying. And you don't see that often.
Nope.
So I'm seeing this thing take place. We do the interview. And then like a couple months after that, I see an announcement, a post goes up. In this post, I find out that you're exiting this successful podcast, this podcast that not only like positioned you, but like people probably thinking like, why would you leave? You went on to say, it is with heavy heart that I would have to announce my departure from tonight's conversation podcast. In your caption, that's how you started your interview, but in your caption it read, it's been an honor to serve and entertain in this vehicle. To anyone who thought enough of your cousin to tap in, I guess, thank you. See you in the next chapter. Keep up with me over at Tripp After Dark.
For sure.
Yeah, I think his own platform.
Very.
Was it really that tough to kind of make that decision?
Man, we went on a historical run, my nigga. Historical. Bro, the industry will never acknowledge it. I know they won't. But most artists, and I don't care who offended by it, most niggas not doing 4,000 a show. Most of these niggas banding together to do their tours. Bro, wasn't no sponsors over at TC? And this just me looking at the whole situation for what it is, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like this me a regional poet who got respect from Illinois to Tennessee. A little work in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And went to go to be one of the most known faces on social media. Off of some shit we was doing in person though. Everybody like was more hip to the social media shit, but like I don't think they understand the capacity to which this thing was being done in person.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
That's right.
And I don't think they understand how the industry works. The people that they think are like on don't do 4,000. They do about 1,000, 500 to 1,000, and that's not no shot to anybody. That's just they don't understand that like classism and class follows through every industry. And I know I'm getting long-winded on this, but what I mean is that there's a huge gap between middle class and upper class, and that exists in the NBA. That everybody on the team doesn't get a $20 million contract.
You're talking about talent tiers.
They're not even talent, payment tiers.
Copy.
Numbers. What I mean is that like we doing 4,000. Most of your favorite artists, if they're not A-listers, if they're not the Beyoncés, if they're not the J. Coles, they not, and you not filling arenas, you doing 500.
The gap is that wide.
It's that fucking wide. And we was climbing as indie. We didn't have no.
Okay. Sounds good. But I want him to go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of this whole ordeal. You being up there a little bit. I want to know, I want him to clarify 4,000. I'm guessing he's thinking 4,000 people a show. I'm guessing. I don't think he's saying 4,000 a person or whatever, like, related as a dollar amount or whatever. I'm guessing he's talking about people in general.
No sponsors. It wasn't nobody putting up bread for that. Wasn't nobody stamp on that. Bro, we went on a historical fucking run. Again, all the long wind is just to say that like nobody in this short span of time did what the fuck we did. And that's a credit to the motherfuckers that ran shit. That's a credit to us as the talent. That's a credit to Keita Rose. That's a credit to Randy Rosario, to Richie Fontane, to Rico, to motherfucking Mr. Let Go, to goddamn it SD, to Kitty, to Trill, bro. That's a credit to the people that made this thing what it was, because we did make it what it was. When we challenged each other, when we argued, the real feuds we had that carried on in front of the curtain, they still made the thing what it was. Man, what we did was historical, bro. I'm not letting nobody take that away from me. So yeah, it was with heavy heart that I walked away from.
You should.
You know what I'm saying? These people validated me from my perspective and who I am as a person and what I believe, bro. That's some heavy shit to walk away from.
Yeah.
True.
I imagine that because, it's like I was shocked kind of shocked, kind of not shocked. Because we got to build kind of our rapport behind the scenes, and I'm like, okay, Tripp clearly is not just gonna go with the traditional flow. He's thinking about other things. He's not just sitting back letting things happen. He's also kind of thinking. And so when I seen it, I was more like, damn, okay, he did it, but I wasn't fully like, oh my God. Now, I'm sure some of your fans though from that platform were shocked.
Life comes.
What was the response?
Yeah, I was shocked as well, but at the same time, like the interviewer is saying, I can see him not going with the flow. You know, if something don't sit right with him, I can see him as that type to be like, look, dude, y'all can still do whatever y'all want to do. I'm not doing it. I'm not part of it. It's not me. I can see him saying it.
Responses that you were seeing, did anyone get really mad at you over that decision?
Nah.
They got to respect it.
All right, no, on the humble.
They got to respect it.
The majority response was on some, it's about time.
Copy.
Like it was about time. There had been a demand for me to step off on my own or step off with Kitty or step off with Keita, like, and do something like, and so a lot of people in the comments was on some like, oh man, that's crazy, like, but I wish you the best. But like the DMs was like, bro, it was about time.
But that DM
you know what I'm
blew
saying?
up.
Like, and that's on some, it became very clear the people on the stage that were carrying the show at any one given period. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? And it was like, hey dog, your back don't hurt. You've been carrying that motherfucker for a minute. Like you ought to.
Yeah.
It is, but
And these ain't even motherfuckers is hating. These is like people really tapping in. Like, man, you know you probably could. So that was the response I got as far as the support closer to me. It was about time.
I was gonna ask you.
Okay.
You know, stepping away from any situation of value, because I think the podcast was definitely valuable. Clearly, it was a reason that we all got to know you. However, you felt in your spirit to exit. So I have to ask, like, when do you kind of know it's time to leave a situation? When did you know it was time to leave that?
Man.
I knew it was time to leave this. All right, so man, I know I'm about to deviate.
Go ahead.
My situation was not that deep, bruh. That's what everybody had been looking for.
Right.
Is what was don't get me wrong, business that's what everybody had been looking for.
Right.
But is what was don't get me wrong, business that's what everybody had been looking for.
Right.
But is what was don't get me wrong, business a little too far left with the business. Like I'm putting up 30 points a game, fam. I'm not asking for a limousine. I'm not asking for this. I know we a small market team, but nigga, if you need to go out and get some sponsors, you better go out and get some sponsors.
Understood.
I'm putting up 30 points a fucking game.
Right.
10 assists, 12 rebounds, 50 fucking percent from, you know what I'm saying, from the three. 54 from the, you know what I'm saying, from the two.
Yeah.
I'm efficient. I'm not a diva. I share the rock. And so when certain things started to go left or I started to get told no on certain things, I'm like, okay, like I get it.
Yeah.
You not willing to budge. This how you run your situation.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I think my 30 points a game would be appreciated anywhere. With this type of clip. I don't have to use drama. I don't gotta insult nobody. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, so I'm giving you these quality moments and all this. Bro, I literally, and it's just how I am. It's not that I was doing it for TC, but like, bro, if you would come to a show, any fan that's willing to wait in line for me, bro, at the end of the show, I make sure every single one of them get a picture unless the venue kick us out.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, bro.
Share the will.
If they want to meet the fans, when you post this shit, they can vouch for it. I promise you. Every single person that want to meet me, that wait in that line. Now, don't get me wrong. If I got a headache or I'm exhausted afterwards, yeah, I might tell somebody like that. But like, I was on that tight time. Nigga, they remember that about your show. It's not just that they remember that about Tripp Fontane. They remember at tonight's conversation, I had such a great experience because. So it's like when I got to asking for certain shit that wasn't diva like, it was just like, all right, bruh, again, I am I salty? Sure, but I'm not personally offended to the point where I have to have a revelation to know it's time to go.
That's right.
I see that there's a ceiling here. And that's when I knew.
You got bust
It ain't,
through.
and that's why I was saying, like when we just did the little clip, it ain't always that deep, bruh. The writing be on the wall way before things get messy.
That's right.
If the house has already began to burn, then the writing is probably no longer on the wall, is it? You feel me? So with me, it was just like, now that I see it's a ceiling here, now that I see that like we kind of got different ideas of my trajectory, it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
Always, and I can't stress this enough to everybody, even my closest people. You have to, and I mean, you really have to evolve. I don't care what the circumstance is. I don't care what the situation is. You have to evolve. You don't evolve, you're not going to change. You're not going to show any growth. You're not going to get anything out of it. Especially when I say out of it, I mean life in general. I've been told that 2-3 different occasions on 2-3 different platforms today. When I was at work, going around, scrolling, 2-3 different messages came up. All came up a different way. All talking about the same thing. You have to have growth. You got to have growth. You don't have growth, you're not going to see anything to change around you. Like if you expecting things just to drop in your lap, it's not going to happen. You got to make some stuff happen.
What I see myself doing in just the next few years, I don't know if I could accomplish it in this vehicle. And that sucks because this is great. It's consistent.
Yeah.
But nah, I gotta gamble on myself, man.
Well, I think that's how things normally go when you think about stars and, you know, groups. And then there's like 1 or 2 people that kind of break out of that group to go off. It made me kind of think about, and I have to be able to address this because, you know, people want to know. There was some drama that kind of like started spilling onto social media.
Well, I want to get the drama.
Right after you exited or before, I don't know. It just felt like
probably
you
during.
exited and then we start hearing all this other stuff. Did that stuff that was brewing behind the scenes impact your decision as well?
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah, I ain't gonna sit on here and cap.
Okay.
Don't cap,
Hell
man.
yeah.
Don't cap, man.
Okay. You knew something was coming?
I ain't know the depth of the bullshit. I'm not gonna claim like
Like I say,
I
he
did,
know
bruh,
what
some
it
of the
was,
shit,
but he
I
knew
would
it was
just
something.
hear as he say,
That's
she
right.
say, and I
People be
don't get
talking.
into that.
Yeah.
You feel me? A lot of shit I wasn't in the room for. I just knew this person had their problems. This person had their problems. I had my problems, and niggas would trauma bond. You feel me? Niggas would click up, you know, based on who had problems with who. And a lot of that shit I just genuinely wasn't a part of. The only shit I was ever a part of is like, hey, if we band together to press, you know, the company, we could all get our money. And it didn't work. So
It didn't work that way.
the extra drama, yeah, I was like, oh.
Yep. Piecing it together. Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
It's time to go.
I can't do that.
You know what's so?
That's how y'all doing each other. I can't do that.
What's so? Because you said, you know, it was hard because you guys did a historical run. This is a black production.
Yeah.
Already, it's hard to come together and do some stuff.
Yep.
So I'm like, damn, that's just why I
Can't
don't
stress
ever
that
like
even
just
more neither.
Bro, the only people white are the people like
filming.
Indigo Media,
okay.
Indigo, the company filming,
Okay.
are the only white people in the audio company. Are the only white people there, and I'm not saying that to single them out or anything,
Right.
because they steal from our city. You feel me? So like, ups to them. But like, this was really some black shit. Like this, and that's what I'm. This not to take up for anything anybody did.
Right.
This ain't to make right on any bullshit that occurred behind the scenes. Cause I said on one of my lives, bro, the same way I ain't said nothing about what was going on with me. I'm not judging nobody for how they handle what was going on with them. I might have my opinion behind the scenes or might agree with this or disagree with that, but that's for me and the people close to me to talk about, you feel me? How somebody else handle the pressure that they applying to another individual, that's on them. You know, yeah, this was a black production, bro. This shit was crazy.
Yeah, like why don't we ever just like be able to ride off to the sunset and like retire and have these long-standing
It's
Can't
entities?
never
so
do
the
that,
way I
man. It don't
described it
never
on one
go
of my
that way.
lives, man, and my fault for giving you something that somebody else leaked because niggas was screen recording my whole live and uploaded. But the metaphor I use is like we a small market team. We the Milwaukee Bucks. We got 3 superstars on the team. That's Keita, Randy, and I'll say by the time we hit the road, by the time I even really got there, it was probably like Keita, Randy, and probably Ace for real. Like probably Keita, Randy, Ace.
That's
Probably
his
the
name.
ones that
Ace.
and
Ace was
Richie.
sleeping around.
Everybody came to see. So you got like your big 3, kind of like your 4. This your cap. It's your salary cap. There's no big
Yeah.
company in Milwaukee to sponsor the team. Like you know, you kind of reaching to get the sponsors and shit like
Right.
that. It's your salary
I
cap.
got
Then you
you.
got me who come out of nowhere, who was really brought in to be the 6th man. Cause I started out on this like lower tier podcast. It was Relationship 101 before niggas went on the road. It was Relationship
Got you.
101. It was uncut. That's why I gotta give a big up to Rico and all them. Cause they made the platform what it was. This shit was built on like Keita shoulders, literally.
Got you.
So
Okay.
I end up getting brought up into the mix just cause like I had been a live performer. I had been a trained speaker. I had done TEDx already. So like me on stage, improvisation, like this my bag, regardless of what we
Okay.
talking about. Then I blow up on a rookie contract, which ain't no problem while I'm on that rookie contract. My 30 points a game, the greatest shit that ever happened to the team while I'm on my rookie contract.
That's right. You had like a Jeremy Lin. Remember when Jeremy Lin was super
Yeah.
hot?
Except this wasn't no fluke.
Nope.
So when it come down to rotation, the more minutes you give me, the higher my averages become. Granted, I'm sharing the rock. This means certain people got to fall out the rotation. This means that certain people not getting touches the way that they used to. This means that certain people not getting plays designed for them the way that they used to. And it also means that the money gonna get tighter when these renegotiations come around. Now, if my 30 points a game proves to be efficient, and you only got to give me 25 minutes to get there, I don't know if you're gonna get them minutes back. And I don't know if you're gonna get the money you asking for either.
Sure.
He might prove to be a little bit more valuable in the next few seasons. Much more youthful. People don't know who he is yet. Much more marketable because people don't know who he is yet. We can mold him to our program.
So there was an opportunity in your mind if you were approached with like, hey, we gonna make you the franchise player.
They didn't plan on me being a franchise player.
No,
But if
they
they would have
won't.
came to you, said,
Then yeah, it probably would
and
have
hey,
been.
we gonna maybe
Yeah.
put this person on the bench, restructure this, and lean into what we see as the data shows.
Yeah, it might have worked out.
Of course it would have worked out. I'm gonna put my little spin on this a little bit. Of course it was gonna work out because he'll actually see. I'm not gonna say he's gonna see valuable, but he will actually be utilized. Taking words from him, he will be utilized and more efficient when it comes up to him having his talks and his advice given to the people that they go to see show after show. And of course, who wouldn't sit up there and do a show and not get paid for it? Especially when you're speaking on, bigger facts and scoring more points and making more layups and everything like that. Of course, you would want more money. But if they would have came up to him and said something about it, yeah, he would have took it. But the way everything was shaping and shifting and everything like that, the way he didn't like the way they were moving, so he was like, nah, it's not risk the reward. So, might as well just go ahead and be. I ain't gonna say he took a back seat. He never took the back seat. He just basically was like, yeah, I'm about to drive my own car to the same event, so to speak. But I mean, I'm actually glad he actually made that move because You started seeing stuff like that. He don't seem like he's a messy dude. He seemed like he's a laid back, cool dude. I've been on his profile a couple of times, looked at a couple of videos. It seemed like he cool. I mean, I messes with him. I actually follow him. You know, so yeah. I mean, you don't seem like he a messy dude, but when you find out what the mix is all about, you know, this person, that person, you like, oh yeah, it's time to go.
But they were trying
Maybe.
to, yeah.
You
But
know?
I do think, things happen as they supposed to.
Yeah, and then when I say writing on the wall, when I say ceiling, and when I say I ain't judging nobody else pressure, when I see that the previous star player, current star player at the time, is not getting what they want,
Understood.
then it start happening to me. Then I'm knowing that the ceiling that I thought was there was real.
He just made it
You
official.
tried to alienate this star player the same way you trying to alienate me and make it seem like I'm tripping for asking for some of the shit that I'm asking for. And I don't be doing half the things that this player do. But then the thing is, this player the one that made this a viable team. It's like how D Wade got done. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? I'm the reason you got rings in this motherfucker. The first ring we
There you
ever
go.
got was because of me and Shaq. Which no knock to Ace, but like Ace was the Shaq. So it's like, bro, I took you to the chip. Then this how y'all do me?
Yep. There you go.
I asked you for a few dollars and some help. This how y'all do me?
Of course.
Then the help come and you want to start playing with my PT, my money? Trade me. I in the situation, I ain't saying like on some podcast shit, but in the situation, I'm damn near on some Brian shit.
I mean, seriously, like I would do the same thing. Especially when you already was like, you was thinking there's a ceiling there, but then you turn around, then they just solidified it for you. Bring new people on, but then kind of dial you back a little bit. It just sounds like familiar with a whole lot of stuff that's happening today. Corporate America, some jobs that's out there that some people are working. Oh, we can bring them on, we can hire them on, but we're gonna cut your hours. Like, what sense is that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's stupid. But Ace feels like it makes sense, and it doesn't really make sense, especially when this man has actually been holding the whole thing down and actually have like more. He actually added more value to the podcast, even though some people don't see it as much. You know, there are a few people out there that don't see as he adds value, but he adds a good amount of value to that podcast. But because of the whole messy mess going on, it's going to diminish a little bit, slowly but surely. Especially when some people see past the BS.
Like now, bro, I'm 1 and 2 year contracting with everybody.
There
Ain't
you
no
go.
more long term, bro.
So I gotta ask you, because everyone's perspective is gonna be different here. Are you the hero or the villain in this storyline?
Ain't no good guys.
Nope. They were about to
That's why I
say
keep
no
my
good
mouth closed,
guys.
G. Ain't no good guys. We was all for sale. Can I have a real nigga moment with you?
Of course.
Yeah, we was all
Go
for
for
sale. Everybody was. We was
Just
together.
waiting for the right opportunity.
We was together for 3 years. If anything that anybody is saying is true, and it seemed like certain people was there for it, then it wasn't enough then in the moment to walk away. Everybody was for sale. Eventually, hey, I'm not. This ain't no shot to where people are standing morally now, because people change.
Yep.
But that's why I'm saying my shit was business, nigga. I was for sale. Like you said, if they would have approached you properly, it would have. Yeah, maybe I'll still be there,
Yeah.
in spite of everything that happened.
You're not
I'm
trying to
not
be there
finna
for
sit up and
giggles.
cap, nigga. Like why?
Yeah.
I told people when they asked me on my live, I'm not taking the high road, fam. The pressure that I had with niggas, I addressed it in real life. In real life. It's not to say I didn't have no problems. They were resolved. The problem that I did not get resolved was getting the money I wanted. I'm gone.
There you go. I'll be
That's
out
not
too.
deep. That's business.
Yeah.
Deuces.
The deep shit, we got right to it. So I don't need to, there's that. How foul would it be for me? Not everybody else who didn't address their shit. How foul would it be for me to address shit with people, make peace with people, and then
Right.
try to use that to feed the fire on the internet?
True. Makes
That to
sense.
me is that's some whole shit.
Yeah.
Right
So
about that too.
like I don't in that regard, I don't got no smoke with niggas. Did niggas try me on the business side? Yes. That's why I'm gone.
Gotcha.
Don't mess with my money, man. Don't mess with my
I
money.
appreciate that honest answer. I think anyone can relate to that.
Yeah,
That's why people
Yeah.
get new jobs and you
exactly.
go search, you go on Indeed.com
And bruh, you done had jobs where you can't stand your fucking boss, but you love the job.
Yep.
and
Yep. All
I'm
the
sure
time.
I reflect. Okay.
They not, he not gonna give you the raise to make it worth putting up with keeping it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let loving the people that you work with or the people that you serving be the reason that you stay at a job to keep you stagnant. So you leave with a heavy heart.
There you
Nigga, I
go.
love the people. In real life, bro. Scroll back on my page.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the community, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fake. That's not an act. It's really been an honor to serve in this community. I didn't know I could. That's some
Sure, you
earnest
healing
shit,
a
my
lot of
nigga.
people.
Bro, you served a lot of people. You served, if not thousands, I know you served like a million, just about. And for that, and see, he became a commodity, like a puzzle piece to that whole thing. And then he telling him, "Hey, I don't know about that." He probably say some whole shit like, "We don't know about it," or "We're gonna see about it," or whatever. It's like he was ducking him. I know he been ducking him. Ace been ducking his ass. But he needs to pay that man. But he ain't pay him. So I'm out. You know, I say the same thing too. You know, I'm putting in all this effort. And the thing about it is the stuff that he be saying it's not even like a lot of, he don't even break a sweat when he's bringing it. He just bringing it off on the top of the dome. And for him to spit facts and then turn around then do it with ease and efficiency, and then you turn around and then you be like, oh, I'm gonna hold off on it, and you give him like this much when he's supposed to be like this much. Yeah, man, you know what you worth. That's lesson to everybody that's looking at this right now. You know your worth. If you know you worth, you know you worth this amount, but they give you this amount. Somewhere down the line, you got to muster that up, and you got to be like, hey, I'm out. Find somewhere, go where you tolerate it. Don't stand where you tolerate it. Just go somewhere where they know they could pay you. It's kind of hard right now because this whole economy or whatever, but still, that's the whole moral of the whole situation with everybody. You got to go where you're more appreciated and you're more fond of or whatever like that. You actually be more happier with your job.
And that ain't me saying that. That's the people that pull me to the side in the club. That's the people that stop me when I'm in the gas station. I did not know I could serve in this capacity, bro. I thought it had to be poetry.
Mm.
I thought it had to be my talents. I didn't know my testimony could do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that hurts to me.
Started off
Bro,
as
I'm
as a
finna get
poetry,
emotional
a
now.
poet.
Nigga, bro, my security had to pull me to the bathroom and clear it so I could go cry. My last show, bro. I broke down at my table before they called me up on stage.
Oh,
Bro,
wow.
this is 3 years because in order to really change somebody else's life, you gotta change yours.
Right.
So I had to find value in myself. Like people like, hey, bro, you really teaching motherfuckers. And it's like, bro, I can't do it if I don't believe it.
Mm.
So they changed the way I see myself, the way I see my value in my own testimony, you feel me? Like, so it's like to be
True.
affirmed in this way. You know what I'm saying? To be validated for your humanity. To know that you helping people see the humanity in other black men. By being vulnerable, by being imperfect, by getting it wrong on camera, by recovering on camera. It's just like, damn, nigga, this shit hurts, cuz. It's not that I'm never gonna be able to do it again.
Right.
It's not that I'm never gonna be able to see it again. It was just like, fuck. We could've, fuck if we could've just,
Yep, could have had.
you know what I'm saying? It's like when you get to that, when you get to the finals, and it's just like, fuck, nigga, we could've won that one. And I know because we didn't, this is it. I know it. And we could have fucking did it. And I had the Keita wasn't at that show. Cause her show, she ended her run before I did.
Oh shit.
And the people saw it. You feel me? And that's why this shit is bittersweet. It's like we not even ended on a good note, bro.
No.
This team, this is gonna be a part of the legacy of this team. And you know people love the tragedy more than they love the championships.
They're gonna be like, look
They're
at
gonna
y'all.
talk about the way we break up longer than they talk about what we did.
Right.
It's
Longer
so sad,
than
and
they
it's
talk
true.
about the people that love Keita for giving them the confidence to be the woman that they always wanted to be. They're gonna talk about this shit longer than that.
Right.
They're gonna talk about like at least that vehicle. Maybe not what the people go to do individually, but like, bro, that vehicle was crazy. So yeah, bro, that shit hurt to leave, man.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this teaser. You can watch the full interview right now at hypersclub.com, along with more behind the scenes and additional content.